All right, you feather merchants. This story is going to be about when I was in the Marine Corps and I took on an entire bar full of sailors. Um, anyway, when I graduated from high school, I joined the Marine Corps, and that was in 1961. And anyone that has ever seen that movie, Full Metal Jacket, that is the most accurate Marine Corps boot camp film I have ever seen. It was like the drill instructors, they use the same verbiage, all that. It's like it was incredible. But anyway, it's not about boot camp. I got out of boot camp, and they gave me orders to go to Okinawa. I thought, wow, this is incredible. So we get on a ship. It takes about 20, 21 days, something like that, on a ship to get there. So we stopped off in Yokohama. And when you're on a ship, you have to, if you go on Liberty, you got to wear your uniform. Well, anyway, I was out there in my uniform with a couple of my buddies. Now, this is by this time it's beginning of 1962, and we're in Yokohama, and I walked past a Japanese couple, an older couple. He was dressed in a suit, and his wife was in a kimono, and when we locked eyes, it was like I never seen such hate in anyone. It had an everlasting effect on me. I mean, I've had a lot of people look at me with disdain, but boy, this guy, it was pure hatred. You know, it's from the World War II. Well, anyway, I get to Okinawa, and before we go on Liberty, they gave us a little speech on what to do, what not to do. And I remember them telling me, don't drink Okinawan sake. They said, just drink, if you're going to drink sake, drink Japanese sake. Because they said this Okinawan sake, it was like moonshine. And they gave you this story, some people go blind on it. Well, how they tell you when you're a kid, you masturbate, you're going to go blind. Well, my eyesight was really good, so I knew that was a bullshit story. Anyway, so I didn't think much of that. So I go on Liberty, and I went to, I was up in Camp Hansen, right outside of Kin Village. So I get a taxi, and I go to Koza, and it was a city. It was really unbelievable. Like when you walk down the street, there were bars on both sides of the street, all the way down, coming out of Kadena Air Force Base, and it was like 1-2 story bars, and it was full of girls. But it was a good time, really a good time to be on Okinawa. So I remember I got really loaded on Japanese sake because they told me not to do it. I thought, well, that's what I'm going to do. And I remember walking down this street. It's actually really close to the gate going into Kadena Air Force Base. And I walked into a bar there, and evidently the fleet was in because it was full of sailors. And when they're on the ship, they have to wear their uniforms. They're all in their white uniforms. Excuse me. So I have no idea what I was thinking at the time. Obviously, I wasn't. I stepped in the bar, and as soon as I saw all the sailors, I yelled out. I says, "There isn't a motherfucker in here that can kick my ass." Well, that really made them angry. I don't know if it was the profanity or the fact that I challenged them, but they all took me up on it, and I saw them jump off of their bar stools. They were coming out of the booths, and uh, right away, I've done a lot of stupid stuff, but I'm not stupid. I know this is I'm gonna die here, so right away my escape and evasion skills kicked in, and I backed up through the door, and I ran down the street to the end of the building, and there was a fence that was a few feet back from the edge of the building, and I jumped up on the fence. Fortunately for me, the roof, the eave came down pretty low, and I jumped up on the eave of the roof, and I'm running across the roof of the building, the bar there, and I could hear him yelling, "Where'd he go? Where'd he go?" And one of them saw me up on the roof. He said, "There he is. He's on the roof." I looked back at him, and they're trying to figure out how I got up there. These guys, they might have they don't have any escape and evasion skills. I know that, and plus they didn't want to get their uniforms dirty, so I know they're not going to chase me. So anyway, I ran across the roofs. I ran into the across the building that backed up to that building, and I dropped down to the next street. So the only way they could get over there is to walk way down the end of the street, and by the time they get down there to get to the street I was on, I'd be gone. But anyway, to make sure that I'm going to shake these guys, I went into this bar, and it was real dark in there. There's only a couple people in there in this particular bar, so I went all the way to the back, and there was a booth there, and I sat there, and I could see the front door. It was real dark in the tavern, but I could see the front door, so I'd know they were coming if they were looking for me. And I ordered a couple of sake grenades. That's what they call them. And you'd think that I would stop drinking sake, but evidently I didn't get the message. And I stayed there for about a half hour drinking my warm sake, and no one came, so I thought, the coast is clear. So I went out on the street, looked both ways, no one was coming. So I caught a cab back to my base in Camp Hansa.